In this video, you will get to understand better what is blended learning and how do we implement blended learning here in Cambridge A levels here at TCSJ. By definition, blended learning is a formal education program in which a student learns at least in part through online delivery of content and instruction with some element of student control over time, place, path, and or pace, and at least in part at a supervised classroom environment. What it simply means is that in blended learning, student will learn at least part of the content or all of the content online, and when they learn it online, they will get to control the pace or the time or the path through which they want to learn the content. And after that, they will come back to the classroom where it's supervised by the teacher, and then they will continue their lesson. One of the blended learning initiatives that we have already in place in Cambridge A levels is the flipped classroom. So in the rest of the video, we will learn what is a flipped classroom and what are the benefits of flipped classrooms. The flipped classroom inverts the traditional teaching method. That means normally in the class, we will actually teach them, okay, like this, and then later on they go back and then you assign them homework. Flipped classroom is you assign them videos to watch at home. That means the videos of your lesson, all right, you watch at home. Then when you come to class, you do the work. That means your homework is done in class. That means all the practice they do is in class. All right, so that is what a flipped classroom is. That means instead of listening here and do your work at home, now you listen at home, you do your work here. Okay, that's why it's called a flipped classroom. So in other words, in a flipped classroom model, the students will watch the lectures at home at their own pace. All right, they can watch it using their home computers, they can use their iPads, they can even use their mobile phones. And actually, they are not just limited to watching the videos at home. They can also watch it while waiting for the train, while waiting for the bus. They just need to plug in their earphones and they can actually do that, watch it while waiting instead of just wasting time. All right, and after that, if they have any questions, they can always communicate with their peers and with the teachers via online discussions. And the online discussions can be conducted via Facebook, all right, or through online learning platforms such as Moodle or Edmodo. All right, so in other words, if they have doubts, if they want to ask for clarification, they can straight away post their questions and online, and the students, their peers, or the teachers can respond to them. So what happens then in the class, all right, is that when they come to the classroom, the teachers will help them to actually understand better the concepts by doing more questions, practicing the questions, and when they get stuck, they can actually ask the teacher and the teacher can clarify. So if the weak students have more questions, then the teacher can spend more time with them. So the classroom flip, if you look at this diagram here, so what the classroom flip does is it uses educational technology. So educational technology will be like using the iPad, or using computers or smartphones, to create videos, as well as to watch videos, to do online quizzes, and then this actually influences the learning environment. So the learning environment is no longer so rigid. All right, it only happens in class, and then you must go home and write on a piece of paper or some worksheet, all the answers. But now your learning can take place anytime, anywhere. All right, so you will notice that this classroom flip will provide opportunities for learning through activity. So they will get to, after watching the videos, they will get to do the quizzes. All right, they get to communicate with their peers via online learning platforms such as Moodle or Edmodo, or even something as simple as Facebook. All right, so you will notice that now the learning environment is also different. So what does it look like? So we will look at a model of a high school in US. So what they did was the teacher actually created 3 videos of it, and then the students watched the 5 to 7 minutes at home. And then if they don't have internet access at home, which is true for some of the students, they can watch it in school before they go back, or they can come earlier in the morning to watch it. And the class time was spent during labs or interactive activities to illustrate concepts. Now, so what are the key components? So the students will receive instant feedback. So if they're doing in class, if they get stuck, they can raise their hand, you can straight away help them. Alright, and then they won't get as frustrated, because one of the frustrations that students have is when they're doing their questions at home and they get stuck. Then they don't know how to do. So they'll try hours and hours and finally they give up, alright? So they won't feel so frustrated. And then what you can do is the teachers will revisit the concepts that students don't understand. Because after watching the video, they come to class and say, I don't really understand what you said about this. Then you can actually revise that with them. And while in class, any weak students, especially when you give the work, the good students can handle by themselves, but the weak students, when they struggle, you can actually give them personalized attention. So everybody is doing in class at the time, so you go and help the weak students. To summarize, so what are the reasons for implementing flipped classrooms? So the listening to lessons actually can be done at home, because listening to you talk, alright, doesn't have to be in class. Alright, they can do it themselves. Alright, they can pause, they can rewind if they don't really get it the first time. But what they need is guidance while they are solving questions, while they are applying concepts. Alright, and it will also free up some time, because you will realize that with this method you actually save a lot of time. And with those extra time that you save, you can actually use it for formative assessment. Alright, and to provide personalized guidance to weaker students.